The dawn chorus of birds singing, monkeys howling, frogs calling, and insects buzzing. The crystal clear waterfalls that are perfect for a refreshing afternoon swim. Fireflies that illuminate trees at night. When you think about these images, it is almost impossible to think about them without the aforementioned animals. But unfortunately, many endangered animals and species are disappearing at an alarming rate. My senior project this year for Civitas focused on helping raising awareness toward these animals and species that were classified as critically endangered, and encouraged people to donate to the Sacramento Zoo and the World Wildlife Fund, in which their donations would be used toward helping these critically endangered animals and species. The footage you see right now is of a visitor who is being told how to help endangered animals and species through various outlets, such as the Sacramento Zoo and the World Wildlife Fund. Most of the World Wildlife Fund's work is being done in tropical rainforests, which are the most biologically diverse and complex forests on Earth. These forests include the forests in the Amazon, the Congo, the Greater Mekong, and other regions near the equator. But it is also taking place in temperate regions, such as the Russian Far East and the United States. Conservation efforts are needed for endangered species whose survival cannot be guaranteed by conserving their habitat alone. The World Wildlife Fund is focusing efforts on a select group of priority species that are especially important. These species include species which are forming a key element of the food chain, species helping the stability and regeneration of a habitat, species demonstrating broader conservation needs, species important to the health and livelihood of local communities, species exploiting commercially, and species that are important cultural icons. These species fall under two groups. The first group is the flagship species. Those are species and animals that are iconic and which they provide a focus for raising awareness and stimulating action, which also leads to funding for more broader conservation efforts. The second group of species is the footprint impacted species. These are species whose populations are primarily threatened because of unsustainable hunting, logging, and/or fishing. Strategically focusing efforts on these species will also help conserve many of other species which share their habitats and/or are vulnerable to the same threats. On November 25th, my senior project focused on 4 critically endangered animals that the World Wildlife Fund wanted me to talk about. Those 4 animals were the mountain gorilla, the South China tiger, the Sumatran elephant, and the black rhino. For the whole entire day, we were in Land Park in downtown Sacramento, informing people about these 4 animals and other animals that the World Wildlife Fund is trying to help preserve. Those animals in which they are critically endangered can be supported in many ways. Those animals can be helped by shopping online at the World Wildlife Fund or holding your own events such as mine, in which raising awareness can lead to a bigger change than any monetary fund. The reason this issue has been ignored for many years is because not only do people think that these animals can survive by themselves, but oftentimes people think that these animals don't need our help and that we should focus more on ourselves. But it is in fact the opposite. If we learn how to help support these critically endangered animals, we will not be only supporting these animals themselves, but we'll be also helping ourselves for the future. Helping these critically endangered animals right now will also help our species stay alive for many years to come, and help the species that are critically endangered right now survive for many, many more years.